Today's quest beckons us to higher elevation, where there's a winter weather warning, and it's not advised for travel. Oh man. So obviously we're going. Quest! Good thing the van has a heater. This is officially the riskiest scenario I've taken the van. I should probably put chains on. So if I end up getting off of this road, it's not gonna be a fun situation to deal with. I hope that there's no oncoming traffic because I can't pull over. I have no clearance and we're two-wheel drive. Not by choice. That little blinking light means the car's stressed out. And I'm starting to get stressed out by default. This is, oh man, yeah, it's not getting any easier. Every foot I go higher, the more the van is freaking out. We made it. One of the tricks with the van is to constantly be cleaning. I know this is a personal choice, but it's one that makes my space feel better and it makes me feel better. So I do it often. Because cleaning is caring. Also, I'm telling you, the van gets just filthy. Like, you look at it weird. There's dirt everywhere. I just recently picked up this Orocase duffel bag. 3 things I like about it. One is the color. The other is it comes with 2 packing cubes. Brilliant. And the third feature is the ends of the duffel have these cool pockets that have a zip to expose some mesh for venting out wet, sweaty bibs, jersey things. This is a really cool feature that I've never seen in any other bag. But the con is, it doesn't come stock with any top strap. There are detachable backpack straps, but they're on the bottom. So to use them, especially to carry it like a duffel, the bag is gonna be upside down, which means you always have to zip it up and anything in there is gonna go flipsy-topsy. But it's modular, so I think they want you to put one of the backpack straps in the middle, and then when it's low like this, the foam's in the middle, which works, but then it's like, it's kind of in the way for opening it. But then if you want this strap long enough to be able to open the top, the foam is no longer it doesn't go in the middle. It's a little, I don't know. And the reason I say this is I don't always want to dedicate a hand to have to holding my duffel. If I can throw that thing over my shoulder, then I have my hands free to carry other crap that I don't actually need. But it is a small cyclist run company, so for that I'm willing to give them a lot. Yeah. First a little snack, and then we're gonna do something we don't normally do. There's just so much rain and slop for cycling right now. I figured, why not just run towards winter instead of away from it? So. Plus, I am from Fargo, North Dakota. Although I never cross-country skied when I was a kid, so this is absolutely new. The best thing about Nordic skiing is you're in these crazy environments that it feels like you're not supposed to be in the best way possible. The tricky thing is it's awkward. I don't do it enough for it to be comfortable. It's interesting to do things that you're not good at because you feel stupid. And no one really likes to feel that way. It's a building block towards something better. What? I don't know. End of the previous person's line. They turned it right there. We are a mere 1.5 miles in. I'm gonna trudge ahead because I'm not that smart. The thing is, now it's gonna get to be a hell of a lot more work. It's way easier when you're in someone else's track, which is fine. You know, I'm pulling now. All right, guys, get behind me. We'll get to that wah-wah in no time. It was sketchy driving up here. The thing with the 2-wheel drive is if you go too slow, you get stuck. So you have to kind of keep this panic-ridden anxiety speed the whole time. No stopping, all gas, no brakes. Absolutely. I figured out the meaning of that phrase, conjunctive equation. because I have no idea what I'm doing. I went full cycling outfit. I got long johns under my trail pants, and the reason I wore this jersey was for the back pockets. I wanted something to carry water in. Hindsight, should have had a fanny pack. In the sake of efficiency, I put some tailwind in my water. Cola. Because I was like, then it's one less thing to carry if my food is my water. Because the plan is to not be out here forever. Whoa, and just like that, the weather turns. Okay, 2:30, we got about 2 hours of sunlight left. We just went along here. We got to make our way back down to trail 184. Seems fun, yeah. Yeah, okay. What? These trails are awesome on a mountain bike. It's like perfect I'm stuck. I'm pretty sure the trail is one of these directions. Maybe it's this one. This will be the very first night I've stayed in the van in a snow-frozen environment. My only concern is that the heater works. I have no reason to believe it won't. You just never know. All right, this is me descending. Woo! Oh, so professional. It is fucking cool outside though, holy cow. These big fatty flakes. It's gonna trap the van where it's at for the next 4 days. Good thing I have food for 2. I'm 35% sure it's that way. It's getting darker. It's starting to snow again. I better be getting close to camp because otherwise it's gonna be a rugged night's sleep. Oh, thank God. This is interesting. Unlike my normal camp sessions, where I'm used to being able to do things outside and around the van, this situation with the snow it's more locked in. You're more stuck in the van. I'm okay with it. It's just a different way to think about everything. I want to see how much fuel I used tonight heating up the van. We're just over 1/4 of a tank used. This is a mega pro tip that has saved me many times, is have one spot in your rig where you always put your keys. Every time I'm in the vehicle, the keys go there. If I don't do this, I will absolutely lose my keys somewhere and I can never figure out where it is. Is it in the duffel bag? Is it back behind the... I've been experimenting with an induction stovetop for cooking in the van, and so far so good. No fumes and no containers to throw away. It runs off of the battery in the back of the house, which does the fridge, the heater, the lights, and that's pretty much it. So far so good. What do you think? Are you into this idea? Are you out of this idea? The only concern with this setup is that I would drain the battery and then freeze to death because the heater wouldn't be able to turn on. So it's, you know, it's all give and take, but the battery does run off of a solar panel on the roof and the alternator of the car. So if you're driving a lot, no problem. And if you're parked in a spot that gets sun, no problem. What about if you're parked in the dark with the snow-covered roof? Okay, current temperature in here is 45 degrees. At what temperature should I kick the heater on? Just put another sweater on. How low would you go? I'm filling up my drinking water with hot water so that I warm up my core as an efficient way to stay comfortable in a colder environment. All right, we're kicking the heater on. It's actually 46 degrees in here now, but I can't handle it anymore. So here's the method to the madness. All of these things are slightly damp from our Nordic excursion today, and the quilt is to trap heat from going into the front of the van so that we can stay comfy warm back here. And yes, I am wearing puffer pants. Situation appropriate. My hands are cold. 20 minutes with the heater on, brought it up to 57 degrees. It is snowing pretty good out there, which is totally cool for right now. We are camping out in a snowstorm, but I can't help but be just a little bit nervous about getting this two-wheel drive dream machine out of here in the morning. If there's too much snow, this thing is gonna have a real hard time moving through it. So we'll cross that road when we have to. And until then, we'll just enjoy the moderately warm space that we have. 4 a.m. We made it. I sure didn't sleep very well last night, which is par for the course, and it wasn't because it was cold. I just kept tossing and turning, which is just kind of what happens with the van. Sleep here is never that awesome. Sometimes I get lucky, but most of the time it's like tossy-turny, kind of make your way through the night. I thought this was kind of interesting. I only ran the heater once during the night. I just didn't really feel like I needed it. I have a down sleeping bag, which was surprisingly comfortable. Yeah, it was great. But don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna freeze to death. I would absolutely run that thing all night if I had to. You bet your bottom dollar I'm running it right now, though. Get that morning thaw going. This is still so much fun. Hey, here's to an early January campout. I ran the heater around 5 to 7 times. It basically didn't move the needle on the gas tank, so that means I could have run it way more. I could probably almost leave it on all night, which would make for a comfortable night, and I don't think it would even affect the fuel for the vehicle. My little panic room just keeps getting better and better. I'm gonna chalk this up to an absolute and total success. And to be totally honest, I think I could have gotten away with just a down sleeping bag. It would have been a little less comfortable, but completely doable. Although the heater is one of my 5 essentials, which took me a long time to figure out. But I can save you a ton of time and research because I've compiled them all together and they're right here. You might want to look at that before you head out on your next mission, no matter what the weather.